Okay, I have waited 3 days for the finish, which has been 20 sessions of French polish to harden and cure a bit before I go to the almost final step of wet sanding the finish and then applying about probably 3 more sessions before it's done. And after the 3 additional sessions of French polish, what I do is wait another at least 5 days and then use Novus number 2, I think it is. It's like a plastic polish. And paper towel just to do the final kind of polishing buffing. But I thought before I started today's work, which is the wet sanding, I'd just show you what it looks like at the moment. And then I'm going to go and dull the shine again with this wet sanding. But it's looking beautiful. Let's see if you can tell. Oh, I want to show you the fix of that bevel, kind of the dull spots. See, it's looking really good. You don't see that dull spot anymore. And I added, I don't know, about 5 to 8 very thin burnishing sessions on this after I put a couple of seal coats of shellac on. And it worked, so I'm so relieved. But anyway, so here's, so you can almost see the fine detail of that light reflection. So the top, the sides, the back, kind of hard to see the real deepness of the gloss that you can see in person. Well, you can see the reflection of the camera right in there. Let's see if you can see the print of the light bulb. So you can kind of see it. Let's see if I can get around to another angle. But everything's looking really nice. There's the treble side and the end wedge. Looking good. Everything's nice and smooth and filled. I did spend a little time as I was doing those last coats filling in any gaps that there were either between the purfling and the binding, or the binding and the or the purfling and the spruce. Here and there were gaps, and so little by little I just filled them, drop filled them with a super glue called Zap-A-Gap, which Tom Bills recommended. And what I would do is I'd just put a drop of the Zap-A-Gap onto a piece of wood, and then use, I got these dental toothpicks long time ago, use this to dip into the drop, so you just have the tiniest of drop super glue drops hanging from this. And then I would go and just carefully drop super glue into the gaps little by little and let it harden. And then I'd use a razor blade with some tape. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. I just put masking tape on the sides of the blade so that only this portion up here will contact whatever it is you want to scrape away. And the masking tape kind of keeps it a little above the surface so you don't dig into the wood. And so I would use this after the super glue hardened and just scrape away the majority of it so there's not a mound of super glue. And then I'd use the Micromesh, I'll say 3600 Micromesh, using, you know, something like this. It's an Artgum eraser with Micromesh wrapped around it, to just very, very lightly, I would, you know, very, very lightly go over and over and over the super glued area until it was flat. And if I needed to, if the super glue sank into those gaps, I'd just later on apply a little more super glue, little by little, to build it up. And it worked, so everything's nice and smooth now, no gaps. Okay, so this is where it stands now, and I'm going to be in a little while setting up the camera to show you how I do the wet sanding. But enjoy the shine while it's here, because it will soon be gone again. Okay.